Yo, what's going on guys, Initial Daz here, and today I'm back to you for a fresh video. As we get closer to the launch of Need for Speed Heat, I've decided to do a few list videos, and why not start it by doing the opposite of the most iconic cars, by talking about the most underrated Need for Speed cars. Before I do go into this list, I'm just going to let people know that this is solely my own opinion, and also that some of these cars may not be 100% accurate, so please be aware of this when watching this video. Thank you very much guys, and we'll now go into it. At number 5, we have a recent Need for Speed car, and this is Mac's Chevy Bel Air from Need for Speed Payback. The main reason why I've chosen this car is, out of the cars that were on the cover of Payback, I feel this car suited the character the best. When it comes to the look of the car, I liked the fact that this car showcased how far the visual customization progressed from Need for Speed 2015 into Payback, and I felt that when they didn't choose this car to come in Need for Speed Heat as a legacy car, it was disappointing, considering that this car had the perfect look, suited the character's personality, and also as well, we didn't actually find out what happened to this car after the prologue of Payback. When Heat does release, I do hope that we do see this car again in a future update for the game, and we do get our unanswered questions resolved. At number 4, we have Darius's Toyota Supra from Need for Speed Carbon. This car had a small but key role in the player's origins, as into why the player left Palmont City. The main reason why I've put this car onto the list is due to the fact that we don't know what's actually happened to the car after the player leaves Palmont City originally, so it would be really cool if we actually found out what happened to this car, either in a future Need for Speed game or as an Easter egg. At number 3, I've put Mia's RX-8 from Need for Speed Most Wanted. This car was actually promoted in the game's intro for Need for Speed Most Wanted. Just to let you guys know, there are different variants of the car that were made in Need for Speed Most Wanted and that are used, but I've decided to go with the cutscene version as I feel this is the most accurate representation of the car. So after the intro phase, we don't get to see the car anymore, and what would have been cool is that we find out what actually happened to the car, as well as where the car came from, and it would have been interesting to see how this car ties in with Mia's history of getting the car, and for that reason this car is my number 3. At number 2, I decided to put Rose Largo's 911 GT2 from Need for Speed Undercover. Out of the cars that came from the black box era, I feel that this car was one of the more underrated hero cars in Need for Speed history. On top of that, the car had a menacing colour scheme to it, which fitted well with the character perfectly. On top of that, this car perfectly fitted in with the game's overall theme and setting, as well as the tone of the game. And it's a shame that we don't see a lot more of the car beside the Rose Largo cutscenes. It would have been perfect with the setting for Need for Speed Heat. What I am hoping is that we do get an Easter egg to this car in Heat. Now, the only way we can actually drive this car officially is via the Boss Car Bundle Pack, which actually sucks due to the fact that it is locked behind a paywall, and for that reason, as well as not seeing a lot more of the car besides going after G-Max crew, that is why this car is my number 2. November 2003, you get your new copy of Need for Speed Underground. You load this up on your PC, your PlayStation 2, your Xbox or Nintendo GameCube. Before we get to the iconic start menu, in the intro we see a stock Mitsubishi Eclipse change from being an ordinary car into a street racing machine. My pick for being the most underrated Need for Speed car in history is the Mitsubishi Eclipse from the Need for Speed Underground intro. This car is the one that's truly started the revolution in Need for Speed, and not even Need for Speed, other games as well, such as Midnight Club, even Grand Theft Auto, and much more video games. Now, this car was massively used in promotional material when Need for Speed Underground was coming out. When players actually wanted to recreate this car from scratch, players actually couldn't do that due to the fact that this car's vinyl was not available in the game, and it's a real shame that as time has gone on, we've forgotten about the car that truly started the revolution. And I am hoping that in Need for Speed Heat or in a future Need for Speed game, we do see a reference or the actual original legacy car recreated. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes to my point about why I feel that these 5 cars are the most underrated cars in Need for Speed history. The next video's topic is going to be about, the next topic that I'm going to be making regarding Need for Speed history is about my favourite blacklist members from Need for Speed Most Wanted. So thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you guys, take care, have a good one.